Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome on back to the channel Football Therapy with me, your host Jan. I do hope you're doing well, friend. I really do hope that, mate. Welcome back to, of course, Chelsea News, the daily series here on the channel where I reflect on what's happening to Chelsea, giving you my opinion on it, more importantly asking for yours. And boy, oh boy, man, there's a lot going on. Max Exodus, so many first team players, 6 more? Who knows? That could be leaving out the door, the biggest transfer window possibly in Chelsea's history, considering the rebuild. I'm going to give you context, settle in, subscribe. Thank you for joining me. If you like the content, show me that by clicking like. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you. But I am delighted to let you know this video is brought to you by SPITCH. Here I am on my SPITCH window. SPITCH is fantasy football, but it's not fantasy football as you know it because it utilizes Optus stats. You can play just once a week without having to jump in for a whole season. So if you don't think about it for a week, that's totally fine, man. You are free. Do your thing. Speaking of free, it's free to sign up. And although it's free, you can wager money, so it's 18 plus, and you can win them sweet peas, man. You can play against managers all over the world. Currently available for what I'm offering you in the UK, Austria, and Germany. If you are from these countries, do go sign up. Why not? Click the link in the if I can speak English, I'll finish my sentence. Click the link in the top of the description. Go check out SPITCH now, man. It's awesome. What's happening to my club? This place behind me, Stamford Bridge, the sanctuary of Thomas Tuchel swanky cockneys. Right, well, okay, so who's going, ladies and gentlemen? Huh? Antonio Rudiger is going. Top of the tree. A big loss. Spoke himself about why he's leaving Chelsea. Andreas Christensen. Yes, lots of stories about how him pulling out of squads since Thomas Tuchel's last pre-match presser for the game tonight. Yeah, it's a medical thing, but you know, people are stuck between support him because he's a young guy who's pulling out games, but then you got to go to Barcelona, and you know you're going to do this in the Camp Nou. So wish you all the best. I'm not going to hate on anyone, but yeah, there's 2 key players. So where are we at now? Who are the others? The other players? Who are the others? You think? Well, we know there's 2, Jan. Turns out our whole entire back line, or certainly a strong back 4, is going to the El Clasico La Liga giants. Real Madrid, Rudy. That's going to be his new name, apparently. Barca, Andreas Christensen. And indeed, both the Spanish fullbacks. I'm going to give you some quotes from Thomas Tuchel in just a moment. But, yeah, bro, listen to this. So, in terms of Marcos Alonso, yet another update from transfer guru Fabrizio Romano, who's been keeping the people updated regarding this story. He says that discussions between Barcelona and Marcos Alonso are, quote, well advanced. Mate, they are well advanced. He's not just talking about it, they are well advanced. He only wants to go back to Spain as soon as possible. So back to Spain kind of infers that even if he fails to go to Barca, he'll be like, alright, Sevilla, where you at? Do you know what I mean? Like, Valencia, I'm here. He wants to go back to Spain, so in his head, his mind's made up. Fair enough. See you later, mate. Do you know what I mean? All that kind of gear. I wish you all the best. Again, not the biggest loss for Chelsea. He's got 1 year left on his deal. It essentially means Chelsea can make a bit of money on Marcos Alonso. So you've got 2 centre-backs, a left-back there. Oh, heck. Should we add a right-back? Should we add our captain, Cesar Azpilicueta, the same captain who we've recently triggered an extension clause, so he has to stay another year? It's looking more likely that he too will go to Barcelona, which would complete a back 4. Alonso and Aspi in the fullbacks, and in the centre-back partnership of Rudiger and Andreas Christensen. Rudiger might as well go to bloody Barcelona and they can all play together in one defence. It's peculiar. I don't mind that these players are going, but the fact that how they're all going to the same club, I just find it a bit jarring. I'm going to cite a paragraph from Matt Law's piece on The Telegraph here, but he's essentially just quoting Thomas Tuchel at the end of his recent article. Tuchel, though, will hold more talks with the defender to determine his future. He's referencing Chelsea's captain, Cesar Azpilicueta here. Quote, It felt like he's won everything after the Club World Cup. Then suddenly I can understand these thoughts that maybe the cycle is at its end. Then it's just a change of ownership, and he played only under this owner. That's true, actually, of course, in this structure. So maybe it's increased even his second thoughts about his situation. But then his extension kicked in the same time, and he does love the club. He loves the challenge, he loves to be here, and he is our captain. So we are still in a dialogue, and at some point we are also selfish. We are not responsible to solve any other club's problems or fulfill any other club's wishes. Amen. Well said, Thomas Tuchel. Given the fact we already lose key defenders, it's not the ideal scenario to think about losing Azpi. Even if I can understand his personal point of view, at some point, if you are a legend, which he is, you deserve maybe also from me, the club, a second look at it. Is there maybe an exception to the rule? We are still in this process. And then asked if he hopes that Azpilicueta will start the season with Chelsea, Tuchel added, I would hope strongly. He knows this. We are still in talks to find out the ideal situation. Excuse me. Hey fever. Many people have reported that Azpilicueta wants to leave Chelsea. Certainly I know Cy Phillips has, at Cy Phillips Sport on Twitter. But just because he wants to leave Chelsea, it doesn't mean he doesn't love Chelsea. In the same way Eden Hazard left Chelsea, you know. But with Azpilicueta, he's 32, going on 33. He's won every single trophy with Chelsea Football Club. You kind of understand it, man. I've said this before many a time on the channel. He's given everything to Chelsea. He cost like £7 million from Ligue 1. And has played left back, left wing back, right centre back. I think he's even played centre back at one point in it too, briefly. So he's literally done it all for Chelsea. He's won it all. And he's still just young enough to get a decent, relatively long contract at Barcelona. His homeland, you know, where he could just live in sunny Spain, speak Spanish, and, you know, take his kids over there for a bit. I totally understand it. As a life move, despite how much you love Chelsea, he might be rotated out of the team next season because we'll be bringing in fresh blood because he won't be there the next season. Or he could start for Barcelona in an iconic club from his motherland. I'm not going to spend much more on this. You guys can see it. I can see it. If he goes, he goes. So that's the back four of those defenders, leaving us very short. And then that's four. And then you've got people, really heavy speculation from the agent and indeed news publications that Jorginho might go back to Italy. His agent's talking about him going back. Chelsea still, they'd have an opportunity to sell him with a year left on his deal and make a bit of money for him. Again, that's speculative, that's less concrete, but that could be 5. And then another, news article, we always thought we'd sell at least one attacker, but it's looking like that one attacker could be Timo Werner. 6. There you go. That's 6 fingers. 6 first team players, 6 starters. This isn't first team players like, oh yeah, we'll probably sell Emerson Palmieri. No, this is starting level players that even if they're not starting in the same 11, they start, throughout the week through 2 different competitions or whatever. That is absolutely wild. Now, I think I say this is Chelsea's most important ever transfer window, most ever important market, because it is. It's not like when Roman Abramovich first came in and just spent a load and we won the league because we flushed loads of cash into the league. That was great, but that wasn't important. Over the last 20 years, we've cultivated a space in the top echelons of football, and we've become this entity where we're expected to compete. The owner's been sanctioned, the assets were frozen, the new owners have come in, and so much instability, turbulence, and uncertainty has now come into a massive institution as Chelsea, and they've gone from the champions of Europe to potentially 6 starting players leaving, and a shake-up needed anyway. That is monumental. And of course, the transfer window has to be monumental. I hope Todd Boehly recognises this. I mean, he must do, because he'd analyse the players, the minutes played, like any sports team owner like he is, and be like, right, well, this is the situation. We need to buy a lot of players. suddenly, with those 4 defenders going, if they do indeed go, all these people saying, oh, we'll sign him or him or him, and maybe Colwill will come in depending. They all come in. they all come in. We buy Jules Koundé. We buy Diavadol. We bring back Levi Colwill, a starting member of the squad. We buy our wingback. We replace all these man. And even if, and Colville is still, an unproven player at the highest level, and that's just 4 and 4. So you could say 3.5 coming in to replace 4. We need a midfielder. We need an attacker. We need to have a huge spend, man. An absolute huge spend. I don't know where Chelsea currently are in the financial fair play bracket. I thought we were in a really strong spot after winning the Champions League, but I remember reading like a financial report from, was it Swiss Ramble or someone, and Chelsea aren't actually in that good space in relation to the books. So yeah, a quote from Thomas Tuchel here from his presser yesterday, speaking to the press. We are not improving the squad. We are rebuilding the squad, and that is always challenging. But we are up for the challenge. What I can promise, if I can promise, is that I will be here with positive energy. Basically, Thomas Tuchel saying, I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving! Insert Wolf of Wall Street meme. Yeah, but Tuchel's saying, he's like, mate, this isn't like a refreshment. This isn't improving. This is an M&F-ing rebuild, bro. We need everything. And this is going to be challenging for him because this is like almost coming back into a new club But it's harder. It's harder than when he came into a club, because at least when he came into a club, the players knew the training ground, the players knew systems, or the players knew each other, how to play with each other. You got to coach an entire new back 4. Well, you might have Thiago Silva and Chalobah in there, and yeah, absolutely wild, man. Let me know what you guys think. I want to put it out to you guys. Comment down below. Let me know your thoughts, feelings, and opinions on this. Wild. We're going to have an absolutely mental summer here on the channel following all these transfer stories. So make sure you press the bell notifications icon when you subscribe, because there's going to be a lot to follow, and we'll do it here on the channel. Thank you for joining me today. Hopefully we win tonight. You could be watching this once we've already won or lost. So don't think about it. Just think about the news and moving forwards. Peace.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy talk. I'ma get it how I'm living. I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines. I rap through thought. Body bag the verse. Outlined in chalk. In my life seen trouble. Hustle on the double. Silence on the trigger like my pick got a muzzle. Yo, chick like to guzzle. Bad boy stay in trouble. I only love this paper. Sorry, I don't. I laugh me, baby.